Texas, our Texas, a magical place, a place of land and legend, a place like no other. People come here to touch it, to feel the passion, to soak it in and be a part of it. Texas, our Texas.
Let's ride. Yeah! Well, howdy neighbors. Welcome to Texas, our Texas. You know that we love telling folks about our young people here in Texas and the great things they're doing in the agriculture industry. Well, this week we'll be in Boerne, Texas to see how a group of skilled agriculture students landed a government contract never awarded to a school before. But first, on last week's show, we took you to the Stewart farm where, if you're paying attention, you quickly saw Julius Stewart's amazing furniture work. Well, we thought you might want a little closer look. In the heart of Richmond, Texas, where the land tells us as many stories as the people here, a man is turning nature's losses into timeless treasures. This is the story of Julius Stewart, a rancher, an artist, a craftsman, and a man who knows how to coax beauty out of fallen trees.
There must be 30 kinds of oak. But whatever oak I can find, and that's what if it dies, I don't cut any live trees down. But when they get a little dead, then I'll cut them down and cut them up.
86-year-old Julius Stewart has spent his entire life here on the family's land. He ran a bike shop for 30 years, then he retired. He retired from the bike business, but not from hard work. And now he's out here making what he calls rustic wood furniture every single day.
Every single day. Every single day. That's what I do. No, I like to work. I enjoy work. I just keep going. I like what I do. I love what I do.
Julius doesn't just cut up these trees, he carefully and artfully transforms them. From twisted branches and gnarled trunks, he creates stunning works of art and furniture, each piece telling its own unique story. And sometimes the story is only revealed by the teeth of the saw.
This one right here, I would probably cut it down a little bit deeper so this won't be quite so deep, get all that dirt out of there. And then brush it all up real pretty. And then round this off a little bit and sand all of it real good, fill it all up with epoxy, and then put some legs under it for a bench. It'll be a blue top, all this will be blue. Epoxy. A little unorthodox bench, but hey, who wants the same thing every day? Woo! Love it. You can't beat Mother Nature. She presented that piece to me just out of clear blue, and there it is. I could never have created that. There it is. All you gotta do is kind of enhance it a little bit and all.
From coffee tables to sculptures, his work is more than just functional. His home and shop are like museums of his work. And the painted pieces, well, wife Liz lends her artistic talents as well.
She's the artist, not me. She's really the artist. I build, she paints. That bench I've got in there comes off that tree was way, way at the top.
Julius's connection to the land, it runs deep. The Stewart family has owned the ranch for generations, and it's where Julius's passion for woodworking was born. And Julius has one rule: never cut a live tree.
No, sir. Why? Well, I don't know. They're not ready for me. When they die, they give up, say, come get me, and I will. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm going to tell you one thing. Mother Nature did this. Look at that. Isn't that something? Look at that dip right there. I love that.
To Julius, the trees on his ranch are more than just raw materials. They're living history. It's his history, his family's history, shaped by the elements, standing tall for decades, only to fall in their time. But that's not the end for them. Julius preserves them, well, forever.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's 200 years old, that wood. Come off a ranch that's 200 years old. I think so anyway. That's one of the reasons I get so excited about it. This is something you just can't, I shouldn't say, you just can't get it every day. That's a fact. So I feel privileged to be able to build something from this wood on this ranch, sell it. Working has kept me alive. I like it.
Do you ever think about the fact that your woodwork is going to be around a whole lot longer than you are?
Oh, I certainly hope so. Y'all know, I'm sure they'll be around. Unless somebody don't want it and turn it into.
Coming up, the Texas Department of Agriculture is helping fight a war on the southern border in multiple ways. It's another way we are working to keep Texas safe. Next on Texas Our Texas. Folks, the safety and security of our citizens is one of the things we take very seriously here at the Agriculture Department. Now, back in 2021, our Governor, Greg Abbott, launched an initiative to fight criminals and keep their crimes from coming into the Lone Star State. And here's some of the news. The Texas Department of Agriculture is now involved too. Along the southern edge of Texas, a quiet but determined effort is underway. It's a mission rooted in public safety, in agriculture, and in the protection of communities across the Lone Star State. Texas is on the front line of a national crisis. Illegal drugs and human trafficking are moving across the border at alarming rates. But now a new partnership is hardening the response. It's called Operation Lone Star.
So the Operation Lone Star Task Force, Commissioner, is a group of law enforcement agencies from across the state of Texas coming together to help secure Texas and combat transnational criminal activity.
And what groups? Who's part of this group?
We have various agencies from sheriff's offices, police departments, state agencies, and now including yourself with the Texas Department of Agriculture.
Okay.
We appreciate your partnership.
Basically, you're describing a joint task force.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Goliad County Sheriff Roy Boyd says this new task force is crucial for the safety of Texas.
What we do is we come together, share intelligence. We go out and we conduct enhanced enforcement operations in various jurisdictions and address the needs of those counties as we go through and try to take down criminal organizations.
How bad are these criminal organizations?
They're as bad as they get, Commissioner.
Really?
They're the ones that are threatening the safety and security of the state of Texas and the United States of America.
It's the first time ever the Texas Department of Public Safety and U.S. Border Patrol have combined resources, intelligence, and boots on the ground to disrupt criminal networks before they reach Texas towns. By working directly with DPS and Border Patrol, the Department of Agriculture helps identify vulnerabilities, improve truck inspections, and protect both producers and consumers. Raimundo Del Bosque heads up the TDA's Biosecurity Division.
Today we're working with other law enforcement agencies here in the area of Brooks and Jim Wells County. We're collaborating with Operation Lone Star Task Force, spearheaded by Sheriff Roy Boyd from Goliad County. He invited us and we're working with him. So we're assisting their deputies, any law enforcement officer that's part of the task force. They need our assistance in checking commercial tractor trailers. We go out there and we we offer our assistance and our help.
As challenges continue, so does the commitment. The Texas Department of Agriculture, the DPS, and Border Patrol say this partnership is about long-term solutions, not political headlines. Okay, now folks, that you've seen Operation Lone Star, you can see that TDA, we're working in conjunction with this task force to stop illegal drugs, the trafficking, illegal people coming in. Just another way Texas agriculture matters.
Texas, our Texas with Sid Miller.
Now coming up, we visit a high school welding class that's done something no other high school has ever done before in America.
I humbly say that I'm the only guy in the nation to have let kids not once but 3 times build for the federal government, and now for the state of Texas that we're making a historic build. No high school has ever built for the state of Texas, let alone at this scale. But you know, I believe it's coming at that perfect time. Every kid needs agriculture education. Every kid in this nation needs to understand where their water comes from, their food comes from, their power comes from. They need to understand because they're going to become voters.
Next on Texas, our Texas. Well, it's time for morning class at Champion High School in Boerne, Texas. Mr. Vick's class is ready to go. These students don't come in late. They don't dread it and drag in. These kids are here early, ready to learn, and they stay late. You see, this is Darman Vick's welding class, and it's the pride of Boerne ISD.
I need a VAT crew installing the exit ramp for the VAT. I need a point lead to that. And we'll pull the drawings up here in a minute, walk through with the drawings. We're in our 21st year here at Samuel V. Champion High School for our AgMech welding program. The fact of inspiring and changing lives. If we don't give our kids a why, our judicial systems get full of problems. Because every one of us are hardwired to want to be loved, we want discipline, and we want to be able to be pushed to be given a why. And when these kids' hands get put to work, they get a why. They transform right in front of your eyes.
Well, if you get the idea that Darman Vick's welding class is about a whole lot more than welding, well, you'd be correct. This is about training for the future of Texas and the rest of the country. And these kids are on the leading edge. Here they learn a skill, a trade, and business and life lessons that can be as valuable as a lot of college degrees.
I know we can get this list done. Juniors, y'all are in charge of the boost for the dual shield flux core. Let's go get this done and have a productive class period. It's the perfect time that vocational education enters the highway, steps the gas, and runs the mission.
What can they expect in the range of salary someone would pay them for the knowledge they leave here with?
These kids can leave year one making $80,000 to $85,000 a year. More than 90% of our college graduates across the nation.
Darman Vick is an evangelist for vocational education, and these kids, well, they're his congregation.
This isn't rocket science. The 3 things that made America great are our military, our agriculture, and our manufacturing. Those are the 3 core pillars that are the most bipartisan things to this great experiment. And by vocational education, that's our answer to saving this nation. We've never seen vocational education have their hands on the steering wheel driving education. Likewise, we need industry behind us.
It's easy to forget there are teenage kids behind those masks. Kids like Evelyn Hudson, Brady Carr, Lena Ochoa, even Darman's son, Cade Vick, and they're all proud to be involved in something so special.
It's not just being invested in welding, it's being invested in the future. Doing welding is leading a lot of us into the career paths that we want to do, and that's really important, because without agriculture, without welding and construction, there would be nothing. We would just fall apart. Our society would crumble.
I'm learning so many skills that I feel like I'm just going to use later in life that I don't feel like I learn in other classes, you know. I mean, I'm doing hands-on work all day, and everyone in here, like I said, is great, and Mr. Vick has taught me so much about not only welding and fabrication, but about life, you know, and I love everything about it, you know, it's great.
Vocational education is very important, especially today, because we're losing so many people in, you know, the agricultural fields. I think that vocational education is something that should be taught at every school. It's very, very, very important. That's how, you know, our world goes around.
I mean, the Holt Cat certification that we got allows for us to get a job with $80,000 right out of high school. I mean, it's comforting. It's really comforting that I can have that option right out of high school.
You can tell we didn't cut any corners. I mean, the craftsmanship, the bar that these kids, these vocational kids will go to is incredible. And it's so inspiring to realize that our state and our nation is calling upon us to defend the American cattle industry.
So what is this behemoth project? Well, the story starts about 14 years ago, when through various good contacts, Darman's team was asked to design and build a portable cattle dipping trailer for the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And it outperformed and outlasted ones built by the industry. Then last year, the state of Texas contracted with them to do the same thing. High school kids manufacturing for the state and federal government? It's an honor never achieved by another school in America.
I humbly say that I'm the only guy in the nation to have led kids not once but 3 times build for the federal government, and now for the state of Texas that we're making a historic build. No high school has ever built for the state of Texas, let alone at this scale.
The air hums with focus, determination, mutual respect, and teamwork. After all, when you're working a project as big as this one, there is no margin for error.
100% precise. We don't have margin of error. A 16th off on one thing turns into 3 inches later on. You know, it's just you have to be 99.9%. You know what I mean? There's no margin for error.
Mr. Vick's more than a teacher. He's a mentor and a role model. He sees potential in students long before they even see it in themselves. He pushes students to take pride in doing things the right way, even when it's difficult, and he never gives up on them when they struggle. His classroom is a place where mistakes become lessons in perseverance and overcoming obstacles.
So obviously I was born without part of my left arm. I was also born, both of my feet are deformed, so that's like a little off too. But I think it's something that from a very young age I had to learn how to work with. And so my mom would always say, look, this is how I do this with 2 hands. You show me how you're going to do it with 1. And so I would. And I think it's so funny because that's the same thing Vic said. He said it just today, like, here, this is how I'm going to do it, and you figure out how you're going to do it. And that's how I work. I have a very like problem-solving mind, and I think it's really nothing.
After 4 months of hard work, today is the day that it literally all comes together, when one giant piece of work meets another. It's a day they have all worked toward as a team, a day they will never forget. And there's always that phrase in their head, no margin for error.
Lift it up.
We've got a lot of welding on it, so this is the moment of truth that we fly it in and we make sure that our CAD drawings are right. Y'all held it within a 1/16 of an inch all the way to this point.
Ready?
I'm proud of y'all. We did it. We're all the way done. We're ready to go to the paint stage of paint, right? Proud of y'all.
Darman Vick doesn't just teach welding. He inspires excellence, resilience, and pride in honest work. And because of that, the sparks flying in his shop are not just from steel. They're sparks of confidence, ambition, and a brighter future for America.
That's the real banner. You can look at the dust collectors on the wall. They mark a time and they mark a journey. But what's you can't see that I can see is the faces behind those banners. The kids that went on and made a difference. And I think one big piece to this we need to understand is a tradesman and a tradeswoman, they're near geniuses, okay? They know how to make your dream become reality. And those vocational teachers that are out there across the nation that are still campaigning vocational education, they work their tail off, just like I do, to build young men and young women. The battle cry is now. The help needs to come because these kids, man, they thrive in it. They thrive with vocational education.
Today's kids working agriculture never cease to amaze me. Well, that's all the time we have for this week, folks. I'm your Texas Agriculture Commissioner, Sid Miller, reminding you that agriculture matters. And here's this week's cowboy logic. Remember, knowledge isn't free. You have to pay attention. You know, when I was a little boy, my mama used to rock me. Sometimes the rocks were really big. See you next week.